Good afternoon, adventurous campers. Today, well, this week, it's gonna be 27 degrees, so it's time to winterize. We gotta get the water out. I do both antifreeze and blowing it out. I got the tank set down so it goes to a max of about 20 when it's running PSI, and then got this little adapter here, just screws into the bung. Then we just hook it up. I already went through and opened the sink. I gotta turn on the air. So I already went in and opened the sink and took the drains out, so I was ready for everything. And then we'll just walk through the winterization process. Obviously we're gonna clean it. We don't turn it into storage for a few weeks. I might need to up the air pressure a little bit. Regular might be too low. Yeah, regular's a little too low. I'm gonna go mess with that, then I'll bring you guys right back. Okay, so I don't shut. I always make sure 1/8 is open. I don't want it to overpressure. So I always make sure I open something before I close it. But you just go around with the air on and basically run each system so you don't get any more water out. One thing I could have done first or whenever, I gotta drain the water heater yet. But we'll go through that in a second. Make sure you get the toilet, don't forget stuff. You just run it till basically no more water comes out. Peanut section back here. Yeah, you see how it just stops basically. That gets the water out, and then we'll go through and make sure you do the hot and the cold for each sink. So then, once that's done, I'll go shut the air off, leaving one of the faucets open just for safety. So we'll shut the air off for now. I'm gonna go get tools so we can drain the water heater, and then I'll bring you right back. Okay, so need a socket and a ratchet, and you will take the cover off the water heater. Sorry, I'm filming and working, so you didn't get to watch any of that. But you just, so on mine, I have to take this, I don't have a drain, I have to take the aneroid out of the bottom of the water tank, of the water heater. That way, because you can't have water sitting in here over the winter. Yeah, just let that drain. Even if you live somewhere warm, you should do this every year. So just because you move doesn't mean you should, at least doesn't mean you can't or you can go without checking and draining your aneroid, or taking your aneroid out to drain it. They sell these at, see this is kind of getting chewed up here. They sell these on Amazon or wherever. They sell them anywhere, camper store, whatever. They'll actually turn into just a thin rod. I might run, I'll probably throw this one away. But you just, mine came in a 2-pack. You just change it. It's good for everything. So, let that drain. Make sure you drain your, oh, that's what we'll do next. So, you don't have to, you can ignore this if you are somebody who doesn't drain, put antifreeze in their tanks. But I'm a big Newton's Law guy with all my stuff. Anything that can go wrong does go wrong. But, so if you're gonna put antifreeze in your camper, you can't let it sit in your water heater all winter. So campers are set up with, I don't know if you're just looking at the floor. Yeah, you're all right. Campers are set up with a way to bypass the water heater typically. So, put these back. We just leave this undone all winter. I mean, there's no point. We're not in and out of here. Our camper goes to storage. So put these back, or I'll have to find new ones next year. So campers are typically set up with a way to bypass the water heater. All you do is you turn this valve. So this is the way the water typically comes into the water heater. So by turning this valve, we took the flow and changed it from going this way to going up. And then at the top, there is a, right back there. So typically hot water comes up, hot water comes out, goes through this valve here, goes off to the things we need. But for winter, since we're putting antifreeze in it, we want to turn this valve down so the water comes, the antifreeze comes into the valve, straight up, and then straight back out to the things that we're running the antifreeze to. So just something to be aware of. You don't want antifreeze sitting in there all winter. Then got that. So we are basically blown out. I'm gonna run through it one more time, I think. Just because. I'll make sure I have one of these open. So I'm gonna run through that one more time, and then don't forget to drain your black and gray tanks. I drain mine and then run the coolant through. That way I have coolant sitting against the valves. I don't like the coolant just sitting, I don't like anything just sitting in the tanks, like water wise. And if there is, so even though you drain it, there's still water and stuff in there. So I want the coolant to be against the valves, not water. As you can see, nothing's, a little bit of gurgling. Yeah, I thought this one had a little bit more. Yeah, so I just chase it back and forth until I get this nice, just air. That's hot and cold. Already got air out of the toilet. Hot. Still had some in here. Cold. Had a little bit in there. A little bit hot for the sink yet. Shut that off. So that seems good. Then you go to your low point drains. Your low point drains are typically on the passenger side of the camper. Mine are right here actually. It's the hot and the cold here. I'll go shut the sink off. Oh yeah, sorry. That one's shut off. So now all the lines are fully blown out. And our water heater's done running, so we can put the cover back on the water heater. I leave the plug out. It's what, you know, drain the little bit you got left. Put the plug back on here. Go shut the air off. So I did this whole thing with, I didn't want to plug this into the house, but I made it through the whole blowout with just the one tank. So then shut these so I don't make a mess. One thing I did a few weeks ago, because I didn't like how long the water had been sitting in here, I already opened that up. That's the tank. So when you're hooked up to water, you got the city water and you got the tank. So the tank's just drains, and then as we pull it back to the storage site, it'll drain whatever's in there out, and it's fine. So I am going to put you down and set up for the antifreeze, because I got to get the pump stuff switched. I'll show you that, but I got to get some totes and stuff out of the way. Okay, so we need, let's start in here. So our camper has this little black cover in our storage compartment, and that's what covers our water pump. There's our water pump. This is how we suck antifreeze up. We just put the pipe in there. To bypass it, you just open, this is the suck valve, and shut the suck from tank valve. This valve will suck from the tank you fill here that I have open on the bottom. This valve makes it suck into the motor from the RV antifreeze. Like I was saying, you got to make sure those are your tank. Your main tank is real empty. You don't want water sitting against the valves, wrecking the valves. You don't want it in the tank, obviously, because it'll crack. So that'll probably run for a little while, actually. I might go run some antifreeze through it. My wife brought up a good point. I didn't run any air through this. So just make sure you winterize the outdoor shower as well if you have one. We barely use it, so something you don't think about, but barely using it still gets water in it. Yeah, I'm going to, I'll just do this. I hooked up the power to my camper. I could have run the pump off battery, so you don't have to. It's just a small cord, because all I'm running is electric pump and some LED lights, but I wanted the battery charging instead of draining, because it's better for the battery to sit charged over winter than it is to sit empty. So let's just grab, yeah, all you do is there. Then once the hose kind of touches the bottom, you just go inside and we'll turn the pump on. Hey Court. What? I'll come look. Did I shut the low point drains? Before we pump all our coolant in the rocks.
I think you did shut. I think you shut it.
If you turn your pump on and these are open, yeah, they're shut. If those are open when you turn your pump on, you just spray coolant straight out the bottom and not get any through your lines. Water pump. And it's just like running your camper like normal. How empty is that bottle? So then just shut your pump off and keep changing bottles. How empty's almost. Oh yeah, that's perfect. So then I'll come through at the end and combine them all. You can see a little bit of coolant just pushing the final bits of water out. I won't do that on the other side. I'll just let the other side drain. But we'll let that finish, and then I'll let the other side drain, and then we'll get back to running coolant through stuff. Okay, so the gray's done draining, black's done draining. Go ahead and shut this off. And then I refilled the, put a new bottle under the hose. Then you just go back inside and go through each faucet. So turn on the water pump again, turn on hot water. Oh, sorry, cold water, that's why it happens so quick. Turn on the hot water. Turn on the hot water in the shower. Turn on the cold water in the shower. One reason I like to do this is because when you blow air through it, you can't get the traps underneath the sinks and stuff full of, get the air out of it anyways. So by running coolant through, you fill the traps up with antifreeze at least. Oh, there's my sign. So we'll go through and do that. I'll probably do, now that we got coolant at each one, probably run probably a gallon for each sink, just because. Probably run a gallon through the toilet just because, and see where we're at. But okay, I got that tucked back away. Just gotta put my tote away. One thing to remember with this, when you put coolant in the, or antifreeze in the, through the lines, is you want to do the prep work on the front side and wipe all the pink down the drain or up, so it's not sitting in your sink and stuff. Unless you, I mean, if you want to look at pink sink next camping season, I guess you should leave it, but I do not. So just take paper towels. This is what we did last year. We didn't have any staining. It's just, you don't need to actually wash it. Just get rid of the actual, any pink you see. And then you can put your stops back in. I like to leave the sinks open all winter, except for this one, because this one, we have to make it look all cute to meet wife's expectations of how they should look in storage. So that one sits like that, so I don't leave that one open. But I leave this open and I leave the shower open, and then you can see, you just got to make sure you get all of it wiped up. And then once you're done with that, you are done, actually. Let's see if that's there when we come back. I bet my wife puts it back in, but I don't want pink to be sitting in there. Yeah, so that's all it is to getting the water out of the lines and making sure nothing freezes over the winter. We did this just kind of a partial day because of the upcoming 27-degree weather. So we have to do a bunch of stuff to finish winterizing. There's some site requirements, like we gotta take the tanks off and stuff, but we're not gonna do that today. So catch you next time.